Okay, this video is going to be for all of the tax refund ballers out there. It's y'all season. It's tax refund season, right? I used to be I wouldn't call myself a baller, but basically I was, when I was broke, I relied on my tax refund. In large part, like really, as much as possible, that was the way that I was contributing to my family, and we were trying to live off that, and so I would get that tax refund and do what I had to do, and of course, when you young and foolish, you spending it and you doing stupid stuff, even though you broke, which is why I'm doing this video. But eventually, even when I got into trading and things like that, I didn't have anybody giving me any money. I just had tax refund money. And so when I was, started off trading penny stocks and day trading and things like that, we're trying to day trade, but not day trade. I know y'all out there, which is why you shouldn't be doing it. You're trying to do 3 trades in a week and not 4, because on that 4th trade, they're going to lock your account up. Right? Which is why so many people like crypto trading. Crypto doesn't have that rule yet. Don't think that rule ain't coming, though. I really do think that rule is coming. Now that BlackRock is in control, and they still really want to hurt Binance, the easiest way to hurt Binance would be to implement day trading rules into crypto, which would just completely end all of the high frequency trading, which I personally think would be great. It would be great for the real cryptos, but it would be the end of so many bad projects and scams out here. But anyway, I digress. So I'm gonna give you my advice on, if you're about to have a tax refund coming up, what I would do. Okay, who am I? First of all, I'm somebody that used to be broke, somebody that used to be on government assistance. I've kind of been through like all of the levels in life. I used to have a good job, a very good job, when I was very young. One of the first jobs I ever had was in sales. I was a top salesperson, and then from there things started to kind of go downhill. And so when I got married, I eventually lost another job that I had due to racism and colorism and those type of things, because for whatever reason, when I work and wherever I work, I intimidate people, just by existing. Like, that's it. I literally would do my job so well. I didn't know this at the time, but I learned this later. Some of y'all out here can relate. You do your job so well that you intimidate people, right? And I was never somebody that wanted to climb the corporate ladder and all that. Never. I just wanted to do a really good job. But people think you're trying to overdo it, and they think you're trying to take over, and you think never tried to do that. So eventually I figured out jobs weren't for me. But there was a period of about 3 or 4 years where I wasn't making any money, where I was just trying to figure myself out. My wife was working and I wasn't, which created, a lot of social issues on, in terms of internal family issues, not with me and her, but with like people within both sides of our family. Now, all of a sudden, I'm taking advantage of somebody. Oh, I'm not doing nothing. And by the way, all of these people were broke, who were saying this. And I think just about all of them weren't married either. So, if you're married, don't take advice from non-married folk. And if you broke, don't take advice from broke folk. Some of y'all, as soon as y'all get this check, number one, you have broke things already in mind. And then you have other broke people, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, others who are also contributing to your broke ideas, right? And you know that the equation E equals MC squared, right? Broke time broke equal broke, right? If you look at the Bible, if there was somebody named Broke, if they had a son named Broke, it would say broke begat broke. You don't want to be taking advice from broke people. It's one thing if you got to live with them, okay, but you don't want to be taking financial advice from broke people, right? So I was able to go from my broke self, right? Went through trading and day trading and did that and found out that wasn't it, and then went into Forex trading, and that was much better. And that was really when I started to make some money, options as well. And then, because of that, because I was in that space, all the money that I've lost in trading and stuff over the years, the most significant thing that happened to me was, being at the right place at the right time. Because if I wasn't in the trading space, I would have never heard of Bitcoin. And so it was because I was in that space that I heard of it, right? And so again, even if you still broke, if you stop doing broke things, you'll get in places that will help you not be broke, right? If you keep hanging out in broke places, they're not talking about stocks. Broke people are not talking about stocks, right? My family has never sat me down. Nobody ever sat me down and said, "Hey son, let me teach you about stocks." That sounds funny just coming out of my mouth. No, we was talking about drama, and we was talking about church drama and who said this and who wore this, and she know good and well she shouldn't have put that on, and that's what we was talking about. We was talking about what we was gonna wear next Sunday, what we was gonna wear for Easter. How I got to be fresh for Easter. I'm putting this stuff out there because I know it's resonating with somebody, right? Or even if you're not a church person, generally speaking, broke people keep up mess. You know what's going on in the hood, right? You know who creeping on who. You know all of that, but you can't even spell ETF. You can't spell Apple. You couldn't spell Apple. You cannot spell Apple stock right now. Right? So I went from that to learning about Bitcoin, knew nothing about Bitcoin, and then, jumped in, knew nothing about it. And then I was patient. I sat on it through the ups and downs. And that led me into learning about crypto. And now I completely live off crypto. For the people who say, that Bitcoin is not currency and things like that. I was recently watching a video, a well-known YouTube channel. I'm not going to drop the channel right now, but they were talking about, Bitcoin is not even a real currency. Well, yes, it is. My rent is due tomorrow or the next day. I will be paying my rent from Bitcoin. I've been paying my rent from Bitcoin for, a while. I've been living off Bitcoin. I left America years ago, and I've been traveling with my family all over the world for years. And I cannot tell you, honestly, truthfully, I can't tell you the last time I held a dollar or $10. Maybe 18 months ago, maybe, when we visited America. That's the last. Every other thing that we've done has been off of Bitcoin. And that's just been for the past few years. All that time leading up to that, what I was doing was investing in crypto. I had never sold a crypto, never bought anything with crypto, nothing. I was stacking for the most part. I did buy a car, but that was it. I held on to it, and it's because that I held on, right, that I'm now able to spend. Like, if I was spending my Bitcoin, years ago, right, maybe my rent would have been like 1 Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? When Bitcoin was like 3,000 and 4,000, that was just a few years ago. My rent would have been like, one whole Bitcoin. Imagine that. Now, my rent is not even like 0.1 Bitcoin. See what I'm saying? So that's the difference. You have the same amount of crypto, but it's paying you more. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. So I'm gonna share with y'all what I would do. The average tax refund according to 2021 is $3,039. So on average, you're getting $3,000. And what is a tax refund? A tax refund is not a gift. It's not, free money. A tax refund is an overpayment of taxes. Okay, now let me explain to you briefly what an overpayment of taxes means. It means two things. Number one, it means that you are paying the government first and you are getting paid last. Wealthy people do not pay the government first. Wealthy people pay themselves first and then they pay the government last. So this is not a good thing. It's not nothing to celebrate. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is you overpaid. No matter how much tax refund you get back, it's never how much you paid out. And so that's why you have people that make $40,000 a year that pay more in taxes than somebody that makes, $120,000 a year, because they know how to use the tax system to pay less in tax, because they decide how much tax to pay, because hopefully, they're doing it within the rules, but they know, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. Right? And not have to pay tax. Whereas when you have a job, your job is determining, and the state is determining how much to take out, and they always take out more than they need. Some of y'all don't even realize that your job is siphoning off your money, and money that's supposed to be going to taxes is actually going to their bottom line. That's a whole nother can of worms that I don't want to open up. But basically, I know you have to work. Having a job is not a bad thing. I'm not one of those people that think that, but you just need to understand how things work. So this is a refund of an overpayment. That's how you need to treat it. So this money was yours to begin with. All right. So now let me show you what people generally do. And to be honest, I don't believe this, but this is a chart that says how Americans spend their tax refunds. And they say 50% of it goes to savings. That's a lie. How do you know that's a lie? Because right now, I think it's 60-something% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in savings. Don't even have $1,000 in savings. So you can't tell me if you've been getting $3,000 at least in tax refunds, if you was putting 50% of it. See what I'm saying? If you was putting 50% of it in the bank, everybody would have more than $1,000 in savings. So I know that ain't true. This is a lie right here. Folks be lying when they be taking polls and stuff. They say what people think they want to say, right? 34% pay down debt. I believe that. Everyday expenses. I definitely believe that. 12% take a vacation. That's a lie. That's a lie. That number is much higher. That's what they really doing, right? They going on vacation. Home improvement. That's true. I believe that number is higher. A major purchase. Yes. They buying cars. They buying cars for their kids. They buying, sweet 16, birthday parties. They buying all kind of broke stuff. Those are broke type of thing. I don't care how much money you make. 9% splurge. I believe that number is higher. And then we don't know what this other is, okay? So this is what's been happening, right? Now, let me prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. Let me prove it, okay? Watch this. This is the revenue of the Carrot Group from 2012 to 2022. Who is the Carrot Group? Right here, Gucci, Saint Laurent. I don't even know who that is. It's Gucci, y'all. I don't know who Bottega is. Other house, I don't know. I don't know. It's Gucci. That's who it is. So look at their revenue from 2012 to now. Look at that. My goodness. From just Gucci alone, 3 billion, 3.3, to Gucci alone 2022, 10.4 billion. This is where, whether it's tax refund or not, this is where the money is going. This is where it's going. Across the world. It's not just Americans. It's not just black people. No, it's not. It's all kind of different people. Everybody trying to look good. Not even realizing that this stuff is made in China. China is copying this stuff. You can go get you some Gucci with 2.5 C's in China. If you want, you will not be able to tell the difference. They'll hide that other C like under the, in between the C. Like it's like, CCC. You know what I'm saying? They'll put it in there. It's Gucci, but you won't know the difference. And the reality is it costs the same to make. It costs like $5 to make them Gucci flip-flops that you paying $300 for. I don't know what they cost because I haven't seen them in years. It costs $5, bro. And it costs $5 to make them Gucci's too. And same place because it's being made in the same factory. And y'all out here trying to, floss when, some of y'all is wearing, different Gucci's. It say Gucci, but it's really not. So this is what's happening. Okay? And it's happening all over. And so what you have to ask yourself is what I'm doing working? If this is you, right? Or even if it's the savings don't make sense because you losing money every year. How can you lose money by savings? What are you saying, BSG? That don't make no sense. How can you lose money by savings? Because you're saving money, but everything that you're saving for is going up. Rent going up, house price going up, mortgage going up, right? Cereal was going up. Yo, shock of my life. When I did go to America, oh my goodness. One of the first experiences that I had when I went back to America, I was coming off the plane and stuff, haven't ate McDonald's in a long time. We was eating McDonald's in Europe. But before Europe, we wasn't eating no McDonald's. So anyway, I guess that's the reason why we got it. We was tired. So, I'm like, I told my wife, go and get, some McDonald's. Like, we ain't got time to eat nowhere. We tired. We'll start, doing stuff tomorrow. Just go get, some McDonald's. Okay, she come back. Now this how my wife know me. She didn't open the bag yet. She was like, now listen now, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be upset when you find out how much I pay. I'm like, what are you talking about? You went to McDonald's. How upset am I gonna be? And she then proceeded to tell me that a Happy Meal or whatever, a double cheese meal was $8. $8 for not even an ounce of meat, 0.2 something meat. I said, what? What? $8? What are you talking? I grew up on $1.99 double cheeseburger meal. Leave a comment if you know about that $1.99 double cheeseburger, small fry, and a drink meal. You can get that joint in the 90s all day long. After school, get out of school early, right? If you was trying to, go on dates in high school, man, I was taking them girls to McDonald's, bro. $4, I'm balling. We're having a good time. I might even tip, the person who made my order, because I'm boss. You know what I'm saying? here's 50 cents for you, bro. Thank you for making my fries and stuff. Like, you can do that. $8 for a double cheeseburger, like, that's crazy. So, and we continue to have sticker shock the whole time we were there, right? When we initially went to Disney World and stuff like that, like years ago, Disney World was like $40. Universal was like $43. I remember that. So again, me being naive, I'm thinking, oh, okay, 20 years later, it might be like 50, 55, 60. You know, so I can see okay, no more than 70. Well, I didn't look at the prices. I'm like, okay, let's make it happen. Yo, we get the tickets. The tickets is like $1.50. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? $1.50 for tickets. And now it's not just me and my wife. I gotta pay for these munchkins too. I'm like, oh man, y'all tripping. So what you saving money for? That's what I'm saying. You're saving, right? And this is the analogy that I like to use all the time. In the 1960s, you could buy a house for $10,000. So let's just say your grandparents was like the sweetest people in the world. And they were like, yo, we're going to leave all our grandkids $10,000 so they can pay cash for a house. And here you are right now, 2024, you just able to get that $10,000 and you can't even put the down payment down for a house. That's what savings does, right? And I know some, oh, you will be able to get some interest. Okay, let's say that $10,000 was now what, $15,000. You ain't getting that much and you're not going to be able to buy a house. That's why saving does not work. So you got to stop that. Okay? And we got to stop this too. We got to, unless you got the money, right? If you got the money, you want a Gucci, go ahead. I got the money and I still don't do that stuff. I'll get the 3C's Gucci before I get the real stuff because it don't matter to me. When you truly understand the world, why do you think wealthy people dress the way that they dress? Why do you think that? Why you think sometimes you can't even tell who got money? Because wealthy people get it. You know what I'm saying? But that comes later. I can't change all y'all now. I'm just telling, right? So get your money. What you need to do is buy assets. And I know you've heard that before, but you cannot buy obviously a house or something like that. So what do? If it's me, you buy crypto. Okay? So literally, I'm going to take that $3,000, right? And so again, what I like to do is show you what would have happened. What would have happened so you can understand what might happen in the future. If it worked in the past, there's a better chance that it will work in the future, right? So I get $3,000. I'm probably gonna put the whole thing in this cryptocurrency right here called 100. Okay. Now, what is 100? 100 is a new type of crypto. It is like a digital CD, and in that is the only crypto that forces you to hold it. Okay, the reason why cryptos go up and down a bunch is because as soon as you buy it, you can sell it. Like, I don't think people really understand that the reason why stocks go up and stuff is because it's designed for you to not sell it, right? That's what the pattern day trader rule is about, because they say, hey, you got to have at least 25,000 to do day trading. What that eliminates is all of the people with a few grand trying to, day trade, because all that's going to do is hurt the position. If you are penalized to to sell under a year, which you are in stocks, then that gives people the right mindset going in. Hey, I'm buying this stock, I'm just going to hold it. We need more of a buy and hold mentality in crypto. Crypto would be so much better if everybody had a buy and hold mentality. Well, the first crypto that forces people to buy and hold is 100. And it's called 100 because they require you to hold for 100 hours, which is really nothing. It's really, really nothing. But you'd be surprised how many people struggle with this. But as you can see, the longer you hold, what they're doing is like eliminating the people that want to jump in and out. So what happens is you get a bunch of people that's just willing to hold, and it goes up. And so this is what it's done. This is not even a year, right? So if you had just put $1,000 in this, right, just 8 months ago, 7 months ago, your $1,000 is well north of 10,000. Way north of 10,000. Meanwhile, your Gucci flip-flops ain't even worth what you bought it for. Right? So I'm definitely going here with most of it, if not all of it, because of what they've done, because it's new, because people still don't know about it. They do a great job with the marketing, teaching people, what it is that they do. This video just came out yesterday, right? And it's just a short video, like explaining what 100 is all about and so on and so forth, how it's different than Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can check that out. So that's going to be the first thing I do. Okay. The next thing I do, I'm going to take the other, let's say $1,000, and I'm going to put it in Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is like the world's decentralized bank. I don't know if you know this about your bank, but it doesn't matter how much money you put in there. You are one decision maker away from losing all of your money. Okay? If a bank teller decides to shut down your account, or her manager, or the regional manager, or somebody, then they can shut your entire account down. I have seen it happen. Bitcoin, you can't do that, right? And this is just the baseline of what Bitcoin is. I haven't even really, and I can't get into like really what Bitcoin is about. But, what you put in here cannot be taken by anyone, as long as you're responsible with your account. Okay, which again, that's another, video for another day. Okay, but Bitcoin is so much better than what we have now. Countries are starting to use this as their currency. Again, for the folks that say, "Oh, Bitcoin is not being used as a currency," yes, it is. A lot of African nations and South America and Argentina, other places where their currency is collapsing, right? And where the IMF and others are able to control those countries with their money. See, that's the thing. If you're a country, right, and you're not, America, right, the IMF and other places, they'll give you money, but then you have to do what they say. You have to vote the way they want. You have to, accept the things that they want, right, politically and all that. You can't really make decisions yourself as a country. And so that's why I think last year, a lot of African countries, their currency debased by over 50% versus the dollar. Over 50% in places like Kenya and some other places. Well, just last year, the dollar, and this is not accurate, I don't know why this is showing, the dollar lost over 100% to Bitcoin. And the dollar has been losing to Bitcoin since Bitcoin was invented. right? So again, let me just put this in perspective, okay? If you had, again, just put $1,000 in 7 months ago, it's worth well over $10,000, well over, just one time if you did that. And you should continue to do that. Well, Bitcoin, if you had put $1,000 back here, right, anywhere back here, and you could buy yourself 5 Bitcoin, that would be over 200,000 now. So we just think about all the irresponsible things that you've ever done with money. And I really shouldn't say this because I don't want you to continue to be to continue to be irresponsible. I want you to be responsible. Okay? But all the irresponsible things that you've ever done with money, most of it could be erased if you have just bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin back here. 200 something thousand dollars today. And I would not recommend this. So let me say it. Most of y'all will be able to pay off your student loans and everything else. Now, again, I would not recommend you do that, but I'm just saying you would be in a much, much better position. Right? So that's what Bitcoin is. And there's a lot of reasons as to why. I won't get into that. This video is just about what I would do and what you should be doing with your tax refund. I don't think you should go into 100 one time with $1,000. I think you should buy as much as you can, as often as you can. I'm going to say the same thing about Bitcoin. Don't be irresponsible and just go into this with $1,000. Even though if you did some years ago, you would be okay. You want to treat this like, your savings account. Same thing with 100. You want to keep buying. That's one of the things that, I personally see a lot of people doing. 100 has gone up so much. People like, oh, I don't have to buy no more. It's so early. 100 has to go up at least 100 times. I think 1,000 times to get the Doge level. 1,000 times. Right? So you want to get as much as possible. The biggest mistake I made was just buying, some Bitcoin once back here. And when literally I could have been buying 2 or 3 Bitcoin every single month back here, because I got it in 2013. Every single month, I could, instead of buying Madden, with Donovan McNabb on the front, Michael Vick, right? And instead of that, I could have been buying Bitcoin. Like, it's literally that simple, right? And so that's what I recommend. Bitcoin is going to keep going. Do not believe anybody that tells you different. Why is it going to keep going, BSG? How do you know I keep hearing this expert? I'm talking to my crypto people now. My regular folk, y'all don't have to listen to this part. But I heard that, Bitcoin, this is going to, and BlackRock going to do it. Bro, the bottom line is, as long as governments of the world print money, right? I just covered that video a couple videos ago. Go look at it. As long as they're printing money, Bitcoin is going to go up. And why are they going to print money? They're going to print money because right now in America, I don't even know what y'all doing, but the average person can't even afford to live. Rent is crazy. People are only bringing home $3,000 and your rent or mortgage is $2,000. And then these car notes I ain't never, in the few years that I've been gone, car notes have went from $300 a month to $700 a month. Even on used cars, they're out of control. Right? They are out of control. Right? So I'm going to give you all a little bonus. I didn't mean to talk about this in this video. But, like I said, I don't know what people in America are doing. And when I say America, please don't take it the wrong way. If America is struggling, everybody is struggling. Because Americans are the consumers of the world. So if you're struggling in America, trust they're struggling everywhere else. right? Like, maybe not Middle East, maybe not Dubai. I can't speak on them. Maybe their economy is different, right? But, pretty much everywhere else. And in fact, a lot of European countries, African countries, they live off Americans. They live off of tourism, right? There are places in Europe that are only alive for 2 months out the year. I'm serious. 2 months out the year, they make all their money for the whole year. The other 10 months, nothing is going on. Right? Because Americans and British and others are going to vacation and then they leaving. Right? But now Americans are struggling as well. And with AI coming, everybody's about to lose their jobs. Like, people about to lose their jobs like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So if you are somebody that's struggling, not only would I do this with my tax refund, but, some of y'all need to let that car go. See, the only reason you are in the position that you're in is because of the decisions that you've made. I know people don't like hearing that, but it's true. You are where you are because of the decisions that you've made, as long as where you are is not because of medical reasons that weren't induced by you. Like, medical stuff is the only thing that could just, you know what I'm saying? And you weren't doing nothing. you was just minding your business. Right? So as long as it wasn't that, then I'm talking to you. You are where you are because of the decisions that you've made. I don't care how much you're making at your job. You can live off of less than what you make. As long, and especially now y'all getting paid $15 an hour or whatever it is, right? That's the minimum. Yes, everything is high. I get it. But you can learn to live off less. I'm talking about what I know because that's what I did. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if your car note, let me show you what your car note, here we go. What your car note has done to you for the past 5 years. Okay? If your car note was $700 a month back here, you could have been getting almost, let's just say even a half a Bitcoin every month, right? Or even 0.1 Bitcoin, whatever amount. If you didn't have a car note, you could buy 0.1 Bitcoin for 5-6 years. You would still today have like 5 or 6 Bitcoin. Hello? Do the math. So whatever your situation is, you can live off less. That means if that car note is killing you, you got to let that car note go. Oh, that's going to mess up my credit. What do you need credit for? When you truly understand money, you don't want credit. I don't use credit. I got it, not because I wanted it. I just happened to get it because I just paid off all my bills years ago. And so now for the first time, I got good credit. I don't use credit. For what? Right? You don't need it. So once you understand that the credit score is just to keep you in line, if I told you that getting rid of your car was going to make you a millionaire, what would you do? If I told you, hey, get rid of that $700 a month car note, let the car go, just let it go, and you'll be a millionaire in 4 or 5 years, what would you do? Well, I'm telling you right now, if you let your car go and you continue to watch my channel and you continue to invest in the things that I'm telling you, $600-700 a month, right? And you just Uber to work or you pay cash for a car. Get rid of that 2023, 2022, 2021. Let it go. and go get you a 2016, which is gonna run 2017 for about $3,000, right? $4,000 cash, right? I would not be opposed to that. I think you should invest. You see, Bitcoin is going up this whole time. You should invest your refund money. But if you say, yo, I'm gonna take the refund and I'm gonna buy me a used car. A lot of y'all be asking me, yo, man, how can I get with you? You know, I want a one-on-one, this and that. I'm giving you a one-on-one right now. If I was to get with you and talk to you, these are the things that I would be saying. Why? Because these are the things that I did. If I had to pinpoint one thing that helped me get rich, one decision that helped me get rich, it wasn't just getting into Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin did not get me alone to where I am right now. No. What truly contributed to me just being able to breathe, forget wealthy, just being able to just not have to make a decision about everything that we do. Right? My kids want to go here. My wife want to go here. I gotta calculate. I don't know. Right? You know what changed that? Two things. Number one, getting rid of my mortgage. That wasn't a decision. That was forced. We lost our house. Right? So, 2008. Everybody lost their house. Right? We lost our house. So that was the first thing. The second thing that was probably more important than losing our house was I paid off naturally a Range Rover that I had. Paid it off. Okay? And just to show y'all how crazy y'all car payments is, my Range Rover payment was $532. If you're paying $700 a month for a Honda something, bruh, you doing it wrong. Right? I was paying $532 for a Range Rover. Okay? So when that was over, because by that time I had started to figure things out, I'm like, yeah. I started to take that $500 and something a month and I started to invest in crypto. And that's really what got me to this microphone. Because I wouldn't be on this microphone unless I was already doing the things that I'm telling you. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to be coming on here to tell y'all to do stuff, right, when I haven't done it. I'm not asking you. In fact, the things that I'm telling you to do, right, pale in comparison to the things that I did. You're not even willing to do what I did. You're not willing to go through what me and my family went through. You're not. Trust me, you're not. Right? When they do a story on me or I'm supposed to have a podcast or something coming up with somebody, maybe I'll reveal. Trust me. But something that you can do that's honestly not that difficult. When you take self out of it. All right, no, this is a different kind of video. This is not a produced video. This is just BSG raw. That's what you're getting. If you remove self, if you stop caring about what your neighbors think, if you stop worrying about them church folk, if you stop worrying about all of that and you start focusing on your future, it becomes easy to do things. Letting go of your car note, letting go of that car is not a hard decision unless you are focused on self and what others think of you. It's really the easiest decision that you can make. Oh man, it's going to mess up my credit. Yes, it is. So what? By the time I'm done with you, you won't need credit. You will have cash. What are you not? I just showed you how to get 5 Bitcoin. For 5 Bitcoin, what car can you not go out there and get right now? Now, again, once you understand this stuff, I'm telling you, you're not going to want to go get a car. You're not going to want to get one. You're going to be like, that car don't pay me. But you can't see that far yet. You thinking, shoot, man, if I have 5 Bitcoin, man, I'm going to at least get a da-da-da-da-da, so and so. All right, go ahead. But you will at least have cash to do it. Because you paying that $700, you don't even own the car. The bank owns the car. Just like if you paying your mortgage, you don't own the house. You talking about, you run into, oh yeah, man, me and my wife, yeah, man, God bless us. We was able to get a house, man. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. You pay cash for it? No, we got more. We still got 15 years left, but we paying it down. Brother, you don't own that car. Sis, you don't own that car yet. Sorry to tell you. I found that out the hard way. You only own it if you pay cash for it, number one. And then number two, you really only own it if you continue to pay your taxes. Even if you pay cash, they can come and take your house. If you don't pay taxes for 2 years, you don't own that house no more. So they got 2 ways they can get you. But when I paid cash for my house, my credit score was probably, 159. I'm not joking. My credit score was probably, real talk, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you. My credit score was probably 201. Something like that. When I paid cash for my house. And when I paid cash for my car, I'm sure my credit score was higher, but it didn't matter because I was paying cash. And when I pay cash for things now, nobody is checking. Nobody is asking. It's a flip of a switch. So I am telling you right now, that $700 a month can make you wealthy. All you gotta do is watch my channel. $700 a month and 100 for 2 years. Stop. Stop. Are you kidding me? And don't matter what the price, keep buying. $700 a month in Bitcoin, forget about it. And there'll be other things that I come on here and share. You decide what you want to do. But this is how I got out. Right? Didn't mean to go this way. But it's not just about tax refund and all, but you about to get some money right now. The best thing to do is just start it. Just start it and see how it go, and you'll be so surprised at how things are going, and deal with the ups and downs, and get around people who think like you and things like that, and get together and talk to them and create little groups and stuff like that. And next thing you know, like I'm literally giving you a 5-year plan. You've been working for 20 years so far. You're not a millionaire right now, are you? Okay? So this is what I would do with my tax refund. I'm going in 100. I'm going into Bitcoin, right? I know real quick, a lot of people talk about Ethereum. There's nothing wrong with Ethereum. Ethereum is up, 46% in the last year. And that's good. It's not Bitcoin good, but the reason why I don't love Ethereum is because of this right here. See this? It has an unlimited supply, right? And they're doing things to kind of limit the inflation, but it's still an inflationary token. Right, so it's not as bad as the dollar. That's why it's up, but that's why I don't love it as much. Right, and those of you also know that 100 is on BNB and Ethereum. I've never showed the Ethereum chart. Here's Ethereum today. It's up a bit. Hopefully that community can come together and, really treat 100 for what it is, and not trade it. A lot of people on Ethereum, they just want to trade, right? So, hopefully that can happen. But I've never shown this. I wanted to show y'all that. So, whatever chain you want to buy on is up to you. It does not matter. It just seems to be, more holders on Binance Smart Chain, more people who, want to hold long term, right? But I did just want to show it there because I know it's a popular thing or whatever. But I don't like tokens with unlimited supply. I like Bitcoin because it's only 21 million. In fact, it's not even 21 million. But I don't want to blow y'all minds right now. It's not 21 million Bitcoin. It's not. 3.5 million at least have been lost or sent to a dead address. So it's not even 21 million. And the reason why I like 100 is because it's only 100 billion or something. It's never going to be any more. It's not like some of these other projects that y'all talking about, ICP and others. Those are coins that are just constantly minting. Okay, I am going to do some research on ICP because y'all keep asking, but I know that that's an inflationary token. So is Solana, right? So if we're trying to escape inflation, we don't want to invest into another inflationary token that don't make no sense. Right? So, but even still, if you had invested in Ethereum back here, you're still doing better than investing in Gucci. You're still doing better than investing in a new car. That's what I'm trying to drive home. That's how you get out of the rat race. It doesn't matter. I'm going to end it on this statement. It doesn't matter how much money you make. When the more money you make, the more the cost of things keep going up. Think about that, right? What does it matter if you used to make 30,000 and now you make 60,000, but your rent used to be 800 and now it's 2,000? Right? The cost of everything is going up. That's called capitalism. That's the matrix. And so you keep getting master's degrees and, whatever else is after a master's, a doctorate, a postdoctorate, a postdoctorate, right? And you'll keep trying to separate yourself. But everything else keeps going up. You can't win like that. So this way, you're investing in the things that's going to accelerate. It don't matter how much the cost of stuff has gone up. It has not gone up this much. And that's how you're able to escape. It's your boy BSG. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.